Hi everyone, this is Shannon from theirishscrapper.com, and today I wanted to do a fun Easter project. I know I'm a little bit early, but I was so excited about one of the bundles in the catalog that I wanted to share a project with you, and I know I'll have more to come. So this is the card that we're going to create today, and then as you can see I've also done the envelope because I do love stamping my envelopes just to make that finish up the project. So let me show you the products that we're using. The bundle that I am referring to is the Basket Bunch bundle. This is in the Occasions catalog. Let me tell you which page. This is on page 18 in the Occasions catalog, and you can see here is the stamp set. So it has a lot of fun images for spring and Easter, really. It doesn't have to be an Easter set. And then it comes with some really fun framelits to create baskets. There's some grass. I've seen this used in multiple ways already. So lots of fun stuff going on. All right, so we're going to use that. We are also going to be using our watercolor pencils. The card base is Flirty Flamingo, and this is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. We have a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to be using an enamel shape, and then we're going to be doing some coloring, as well as some Big Shot work. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me bring in, I'm going to bring in a scratch piece of paper here. So what I'm going to start with first, I'm using my Memento Tuxedo Black. You could definitely use the archival here, and since I'm using the watercolor pencils, I'm going to be using our blender pen, so I'm kind of careful with it. But if you're a little bit nervous about bleeding, use the archival and let it dry. Alright, so with my Memento Black, I'm going to ink up the bunch of eggs from the set, and I am going to stamp those not all the way at the bottom, but in the lower half, and I'm going to stamp it twice. So I have there once, and then it is going to go off. So my last egg with the heart here is not going to be on the project. Okay, so I'm just lining that up. Luckily, this stamp set is photopolymer, so it's easy to do that. Alright, we can also stamp our sentiment at this point. So I am using an Easter treat for somebody sweet. I'm going to ink that up. And we can stamp that about here. That looks good. Okay, let's set that aside. And I can even bring in my envelope and get that stamped as well. So I am going to stamp the row of Easter eggs along the flap of my envelope. And then we have a nice size egg here, and I'm going to ink that up in the black as well. And I'm going to stamp that in this lower left corner, just to finish it off. Oops, I think I hit my camera there. Sorry, guys. All right. Okay, so now let's bring in our Big Shot and do some of our die cutting. Alright, my favorite tool, my Big Shot. I have my magnetic platform in there as well as my precision base plate. So let's go ahead and cut our basket. I have a scrap piece of Tip Top taupe. So in this framelit set, you have two pieces of the basket. You have a solid piece, and then you have this decorative piece. And then here's the handle. So we'll start with that. And I can do all of these pieces at once from my scrap, which is nice. I love to be able to do that. Okay. So there's my one piece, there's my other basket piece, and here is my handle. Alright, we'll set those aside. The 3 eggs, the decorative eggs, and we are going to be using some of the new Celebration Glimmer paper. Check this out, guys. This is Bermuda Bay, Sweet Sugar Plum, and Mint Macaron. So you will have the option for some new limited celebration items. This is one of them. This begins on February 21st. So again, for every $50 order, you qualify for a free item. And you can see here there is a few items, but this 6x6 glimmer stack, absolutely love it. There's 12 sheets, so you'll get 4 sheets of each of those colors. And let me tell you, I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but they are super pretty. Lovely colors. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in our Bermuda Bay. And let me see which, I used this egg the last time. It's a little crisscross. Let me roll that one through. Okay, there it is, and we'll get the pieces out when we're done. Let me put in my mint macaron, and I'm going to use this egg with the lines. Let me run that through. Oh, that is stuck there. Okay, let me set that aside. And now we have the Sweet Sugar Plum. Love it. And actually, I used the solid egg in my original, so let me grab that. And we'll run that through. Okay. I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo here, and in the stamp set there is a flower, which reminds me of the Petite Petals, I think it was called, Punch. I can't think of what the set was called, but it's very cute. So I'm going to ink this up in the Memento. Usually don't stamp with my big shot in front of me, but here we go, right? Okay, so you can see there's my flower, and we're going to die cut that as well. Hopefully I left myself enough room. That looks good. These little ones work a little better with the magnetic platform without the base, but we'll make it work. Okay, I've got glimmer all over my hands. Okay, so we are done with our big shot now. Let me get that out of our way. So with our front layer, like I said, we are going to use some watercolor pencils to do a bit of coloring. So I have our watercolor pencils here. I'm just going to look at my original. I want to be sure I kind of keep it similar. So I want the Bermuda Bay and Melon Mambo. And I think I'm going to do a little bit of coloring here. And I'll probably fast forward this because I know it's boring watching people color. And I'm going to use my blender pen to just soften up those colors. Spread that out. I'm going to clean my blender pen between colors. Alright, so there goes that. Now we can go ahead and assemble. So let me get my fast fuse. We're going to put Some fast fuse on the back of our layer. We will go ahead and center that and lay that down. Just like that. Now we can bring in our die brush and our pad here, and we can just make sure that we get the pieces out of our die cuts. So this die brush and pad can be found in the annual catalog. It is a must-have, especially for the intricate dies. This basket, not too bad. Stuff comes out pretty easy. Same thing with these eggs, but there are some dies in the catalog that do need a little bit of help. Okay, that one looks good. Let me see, I think I'm missing one right here. There we go. Okay, so let me clean this off. Alright, and then to assemble our basket, I am going to use a couple of the edges of our dimensionals because I want the basket to look a little bit 3D. So I'm just going to cut a few of those. And you can see here, make sure I'm in camera, I'm going to line these up along the bottom and the top of the basket. Off into my garbage. Okay. And now we can layer this over that solid piece. And you can see it just gives it a nice, you know, dimension to your card. Okay, so then for the handle, I'm going to use some glue dots. So I'm going to put a glue dot on each edge of the handle, just like that. Okay, and that creates our basket. Beautiful. That's going to go right there. And why don't we just stick with the glue dots? I'm going to put a few on the back of the basket. Let me get this scrap out of our way. Okay, and then we can line up our basket right there. Oh, and I meant to put one on that handle, so let me just use my paper piercer. I'll grab one of those. I folded it in half. And I put that on the handle. So now it's tacked down. It doesn't look, you know, like it's flopping around. Alright, so now we can put down our eggs. Same thing. Easiest way to go, use a glue dot. So I'm going to take that Sweet Sugar Plum solid one and I'm going to put that in the center first. And then for our two decorative eggs, oh I see I missed a spot there, we're going to use the fine tip glue. So I am going to just put a few dots of this. You don't need a lot. Put our mint macaron one in there. Just give that a little press. Now we have our flower that we stamped and die cut. We're going to put a glue dot on that as well. And that's going to go on the edge of our basket. And then I'm going to grab one of our enamel shapes. These are the in color shapes. So you get one sheet of all 5 in colors. So it's a great value. We're going to use that right in the center of our flower. And then we're going to go ahead and give our card a nice crease. Let's line this up. Nice crease. And then one more bit of stamping on the inside. I'm going to take that Memento Tuxedo Black and we're going to use your Extra Special. Ink that up. And we're going to stamp that right in the center. Just like that. Okay, so that completes our project. Here is our envelope that goes with our card. Now you can definitely color your envelope in as well if you'd like. I just thought I would do it nice and quickly and do it in black and white, and then when they open it, they'll have an extra special site with some more color. Like I said, guys, I thank you so much for watching. A couple of reminders that placed your order. Be sure to, and look out for those new celebration items starting February 21st.